And we're live with another podcast. I am Mike, here with Jeff.
How's it going?
Hello, Jeffrey. Fresh from work, too.
Yep.
Fresh coming off work, so
Woo.
we
be
can
very
go
tired.
straight into...
From work mode to hockey mode, I love
exactly.
it. Hopefully that's
one favorite thing to another.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you love working with kids, right?
Of course. It's my dream
In the
goal.
summer and heat and everything.
Yep. Bunch of screaming kids all day.
But to steer it back towards the NHL and the Flyers and everything, the draft happened this past weekend.
Yep.
And
I've been looking forward to this draft
Yeah.
for a long time, for months and months. I've been waiting for
This one I didn't really get that into compared to the past
Yes.
couple of drafts.
Well,
this one I don't know why.
here's
Just
the
never.
funny thing is, I was excited about this draft class and everything. But the draft itself wasn't as exciting
No,
as I
because
expected.
nothing happened.
Exactly.
There was
literally
one trade.
there's two trades overall, both in the first round.
Mhm.
Well, all right, so not overall, but
And the one was just a swap for like picks. Really,
Yeah,
were.
there-
There was
there
nothing really
honestly-
that big.
there's nothing big that happened. It was more just picks that got traded.
Yeah,
But
but I was surprised though because I thought for sure because the Flyers had no third round pick that Hextall at some point would have
Yes.
wanted to trade to get a third
Right.
rounder. That never happened. So.
yeah, I was a little surprised that they didn't.
Because Ron Hextall
do
really does love his third round pick.
He does.
So, I mean, it does suck they had to give that up because of
Mrazek.
Mrazek, but
Correct, but you did have to give something.
You had,
so.
you had to give something up, but at
It
the
was
same
a gamble,
time,
but
it was a gamble. But you had to make the trade at the time.
because he was literally forced to. So we're gonna go pick by pick.
All right,
I guess first round, Joel Farabee, 14th overall in the 2018 draft, 6 foot, 164 pound left winger. First impression when you heard Farabee's name get called, were you excited?
I was, but at the same time, just like I was kind of surprised he fell.
Yeah,
the
I
Flyers,
was a little surprised he fell
at-
too.
And just talking about the draft in general, a bunch of people started falling. It's like,
Yeah.
are the people
No,
like if this person's available, is the Flyers going to get him?
Yeah, right. No, literally, I thought Oliver Wahlstrom was going to go to the
Yeah.
Flyers. He went 11th overall to Islanders, and then they picked Noah Dobson, who should have easily been in the top 10.
Yeah, he
but-
should have been.
But even
And
top
I thought,
8,
wait, are we about to get Dobson?
yeah, I was like, there's no way we're going to get Dobson. And then Joe Veleno fell very far.
Yeah, he
21st
did.
overall to, oh no. I can't remember right now, but he fell 21st to either, it was not Vancouver, St. Louis maybe? I forget. No, it wasn't St.
Give me a
Louis.
second. Give me a
All
second.
right, sorry,
I'm bringing it up now.
But Veleno was another guy that I was like, I think the Flyers should try to go after. Even with the 19th pick, they should have got
San
him.
Jose.
San Jose, that's it. Oh, really?
Wait, who
No,
were you
there's,
saying? I forget.
Joe Veleno. Not
Joe Veleno?
Ryan Merkley went to San Jose.
Yeah.
Merkley, I was a little surprised by, but then again,
Joe
not
Veleno
really.
went to Detroit. He was the
Detroit. That's what
He
it was.
went 30th.
Okay,
overall.
yeah, he went third. That was unreal. But first impressions, I like Joel Farabee's game on MCSports.com. Their analysis for him is a legitimate two-way winger with a big shot and scoring mentality. Quotable from Ron Hextall: he's got speed, he's got skill, he can score. He's a good player, and he has size in his family, so I think there's a chance he can grow, which is good. They need a big left winger, and I think he fits the profile.
Yeah.
Second pick, the 19th overall pick. This
was a surprise.
This was a
Mostly
very
because
big surprise for
like
me.
It was a reach for
It-
Hextall to do this.
it
but
was
I'm
a little reach.
assuming because the Flyers, obviously, the past couple of years have had great scouts and everything. So I'm
Yes.
assuming they saw something in O'Brien that they thought they
Jay
should.
O'Brien was the pick,
get him.
19th overall. I honestly have never even heard
Like
of
even on
O'Brien.
most draft boards, they had him going later in the
Yes.
first round. They didn't have him going at 19.
No, they had him in like the 40s.
Yeah.
But I honestly was shocked because I was sitting by the TV and they said Jay O'Brien. I was like, who? Like,
Yeah.
I'd never even heard of the guy. 5'11", 176-pound center.
Mm-hmm.
Analysis, some may view it as reach, but the Flyers love O'Brien's makeup and ability. I think, here's the best way to put it, I think it was a safe pick.
It probably was. but
Because it's sure you can call it a reach, but I think I would prefer the term safe rather than a reach for Jay O'Brien. Quotable from Hextall: he just has the traits of a hockey player, just his timing and passes, when to shoot, when to pass. He's a really smart hockey player. He's competitive.
That's the main thing.
He's strong.
He has
He's
a
got
good-
little agitator in him. So that's literally a Hextall pick.
He was
right
pretty
there.
much. He's like a another version of Konechny.
Yeah.
I would take it because he's around the same size.
He
He's
really
a center.
is.
He,
Yeah.
I mean, Konechny's not a center, but
Well, he's the thing because here's the thing because he can go back and forth between wing and center, which makes him such.
And most likely he'll probably end up
Yes.
going to wing if.
Oh, absolutely. Which I don't have a problem with because
Yeah.
he can be just as dangerous on the
Because
wing.
for looking future wise,
Oh man.
center position, you obviously have Couturier first line center, Patrick second.
Yeah, Giroux's on the
Rubstov,
wing. Rubstov,
third.
if he ever
I'm
gets
saying
up.
future, like
Yeah,
going
yeah.
forward.
I gotcha. Future.
You'd have like
Vecchione,
Rubstov,
perhaps.
Vecchione.
Danik Martel.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
so I
so-
don't know if O'Brien, if he'd fit in there.
Also,
however.
don't forget about Morgan Frost.
Obviously Morgan Frost,
Yes.
and they're obviously high on him.
Yes, extremely.
And
Which
he
I'm
did-
thrilled with.
yeah, he
Because he had
did
an
great.
unbelievable
Yeah, he
season this year. Well, it's past year now. Second round. This one I actually liked a lot. I recognized the name right away.
Yeah, Adam Ginning.
Adam Ginning is 6'4", 206 pound defenseman. Their analysis: stay-at-home defenseman with toughness and size. Hextall said, "We like his size. We like his upside. He's a big guy and he moves pretty well for a big guy. He's got solid puck skills and he has the range we need for a solid defensive defenseman."
The Flyers do need size on their
Yes, they do.
defense.
Here's
They're more
also,
the shorter side,
on a
but-
small note, almost forgot to mention this, the Flyers re-signed Samuel Marin to a 3-year deal.
And they've did qualifying offers to other restricted.
Yep, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I almost
when we,
forgot about that.
Transition over to free agency, but
Yes.
back onto Ginning. And,
Yes. Ginning, I like his game. He's a big defenseman, and I think he's going to do just fine.
yeah, he will.
Imagine if someone like Ginning and Marin,
Yeah.
man, that'd be awesome.
But that's already a tough
Yeah.
defense to get a spot in.
Seriously.
Because you already have Myers, who's above him. So
Yeah, you got that right.
you have Myers Morin, who hasn't come up yet. You already have Haig,
Right.
Sanheim, and all those guys.
Fourth round, the 112th overall pick, John St. Ivany. 6'2", 198-pound defenseman, right-handed shot, blue liner. The Flyers wanted. Keyword in that sentence: the Flyers wanted.
Yeah.
So that's good. You know, they got the right-handed blue liner that they needed.
That's something Hextall even said that
Exactly.
they needed, was the right-handed
He
defenseman.
mentioned that he's good size, moves well, kind of one of the steady Eddie types of guys, solid with the puck. He was a good fit for our group.
Yeah.
This is quite the name. 127th overall pick in the 5th round, Wyatt Wiley, 6 foot, 190-pound defenseman, another right-handed blue liner. That's all his draft stock shoot up in the second half of his junior season.
Sounds like a fake name.
Right? It sounds like something you would see in like spam. It's like, here's an email from Wyatt Wiley. I'm gonna delete
You get one of those
this.
spam calls. Hi, this is Wyatt
Yeah,
Wiley
right?
calling.
You're not wrong though. So Wiley said this about his own game: "I like to describe myself as a two-way defenseman, one that can move pucks up and likes to join the play." And that's good because
that is Hextall's MO, is to go for the two-way defenseman.
Yes, exactly, because that fits Hackstall's system as
Mhm.
well.
It does. And the Flyers are pretty. They got caught a couple times, but they're pretty good this past season.
Yeah, no,
with,
they're much better at
pitching
Hackstall's system because that's the most dangerous part in Dave Hackstall's system is he can be a little too aggressive in where if he pinches, they like I feel like during his first year they did it, or was this his second year or third year? This is his second year. Okay,
No,
with his
third.
no, I'm
maybe.
sorry,
I
it
forget.
was his third because second year they missed the playoffs. His first
Right,
year, his first and second year, when they're learning the system still, they definitely got caught a couple times, like too many times, and that's what caused.
And
them.
it helps that the Flyers defensemen, the better ones, if you want to put like Ghost and Provorov, are quick to learn the system. So
Exactly.
they were easily a good shutdown pair, and were probably the best out of the whole defensive group that was able to pinch in and help.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. A goalie, finally. The 5th round, 6'2", 176-pound goalie, Samuel Erson. All right, we'll go with Erson. The Flyers were not going to chase a goalie, but they like the ceiling here, according to the analysis. Hextall noted, "We think there's some upside there that hasn't been tapped yet. We got him a lot later. Had we needed a goalie, we would have taken him a lot earlier." So that kind of tells you something about their system with Urson, you know.
At least giving him a chance, might as well. I mean, it's already going to be a tough task for him to begin with, just with everyone else.
It really
goalies are a little longer to develop, so if they can see an upside to him, might as well take the gamble in the 5th round for a goalie.
Here's a kind of a bottom 6 potential. He's a teammate of Farabee, Gavin Hain, 5'11", 193-pound center, 6th round. The NTDP itself is a hard grooming place to play as a player, but it's a great spot to develop, Hain said. And NTDP is the league he was playing in. 7th round, Marcus Westphal. Now here, Westphal is a guy a lot of people liked in the 7th round. Yeah. I think this kid, honestly, he could become a blessing in disguise, almost like a Oscar Lindblom type prospect they're calling him. Westphal has some traits to like. Hextall mentioned he likes the mix that we got 3D, 4 forwards, a goalie. I like the mix. I like the fits. We got some good players. We got some skill up front. We got some guys in the back that complement our group with some size, some steady guys. So there's all that. Now, more with the draft, though, it was a very, very quiet draft. Even Hextall was surprised by the draft. You know,
he even said it at the 1st round it was a lame draft.
It was so boring, and I kept waiting. Sure, because here's the funny thing: is like during the first 2 picks, everyone knew Rasmus Dahlin and
everyone knew.
It's not Evgeny. Andrei Savechnikov were going 1 and 2. That was given. After that, anything could happen. Jesperi Katsakanimi went to the Montreal Canadiens, which I wasn't even expecting. Because I thought, at most, the Flyers could snag him.
And there were so many rumors about, like, teams trading back and everything. But
exactly.
They just kept
I thought Montreal would have, traded back.
Even Vancouver.
So that didn't happen. So there's that. So, I don't know. It was interesting. But
we'll see how, I guess, these guys will end up playing.
Yep.
It's really interesting, though, because in past years, Hextall never really went U.S. as prospects. So
and because you're even mentioning to me, and I saw this.
Yeah, they only drafted Swedish and American players this draft.
Yeah, they only drafted Swedish and Americans. No Russians. No
Russians. No Canadians.
No Canadians, which I was very surprised by.
No other Europeans other than Swedish.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. So, some of the bigger names that are out there, we'll get to
go into free agency now.
Yep, free agency. Yeah. So while we're on the subject of free agencies and trades and stuff, so Connor Sheary and Matt Homewick, they're now part of the Buffalo Sabres as they got traded today from the Pittsburgh Penguins for a 2019 4th-round conditional pick. Devontae Smith-Pelly, apparently, according to Pierre LeBrun, has agreed to return to the Caps on a 1-year deal. Pierre LeBrun believes that he turned down more lucrative offers from 2 other teams who wanted to stay with the Cup champions who were tight versus the salary cap. And you told me this when I got here. Jack Johnson apparently is going to sign a 5-year deal with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah. Sources say will be in the $16 million range total, between 3 to 3.5 average.
I don't get that. For 5 years?
I don't know.
Someone who's already kind of declining. I mean, even when he went to Columbus, he wasn't what he was when he was in LA.
Yeah.
He's not as good as...
I don't know. A smaller trade, J.F. Berube from the Chicago Blackhawks, a goaltender. Minor trade, got traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Jordan Schroeder.
But also, just to go back to the trade, it'll be interesting to see how Sheary does. That was Crosby.
Yes. Wait, Sheary or Sherry?
Sheary. You can't go a couple years in the league and decided, oh, you guys have been saying my name wrong. You're Sheary to me.
Yeah, that's the
You're
funny
always
thing.
going to be Sheary to me.
That's the funny thing that cracks me up.
But even looking at the Flyers, not just this offseason, but next, just some of the names that are UFAs, Michael Raffle, Wheel, even Vaughn's RFA next season, Konechny. So it'll be interesting how that all plays out next year. And so essentially, Hextall has to be, because they have a good amount of cap space this offseason. So Hextall has to be smart with how he does all his signings and everything.
Yep. Kevin Weeks did confirm that the Caps did agree to a 1-year, $1 million deal with Smith Pelly. So there's that. So here's an update for the the Tavares watch. Ready? So we know that there are 6 teams involved. The Toronto Maple Leafs, Dallas Stars, Boston Bruins, Tampa Bay Lightning, New York Islanders are in. That's 5. I think there's one more. I got to double check because I saw it somewhere.
Did you say San Jose?
I think you're right,
Yeah,
San Jose. Yeah. I'll read the teams again when I see it. So it is the down to 6. Toronto Maple Leafs, New York Islanders, San Jose Sharks, Boston Bruins, Dallas Stars, and Tampa Bay Lightning.
I think that even the Bruins probably know that they're a long shot with that.
The Bruins are a long shot, yes. The Kings were interested, but then they signed Ilya Kovalchuk to a 3-year deal.
And that must have been another thing. We're like, okay, we're definitely not going to be able to get him. So
yeah.
And the remaining calls that he has to make for the teams are phone calls, so those ones probably won't be. But from like rumors and everything I've seen, it seems that outside of the Islanders, the Sharks might have the best odds at.
I would kind of like, oddly enough, I would like to see Tavares go to the Sharks. I think he would be a really good fit there.
He would be. He would essentially take over for Thornton if they don't sign him.
But imagine Pavelski, Couture, and Tavares.
That would be a pretty good line.
That would be an incredible line.
For already
Thomas Hertl as well. They got some young guys there.
Yeah.
And Tavares could certainly
re-signed Evander Kane.
That was a big one. So there's that. John Carlson signed an 8-year, $8 million deal. Re-signed with the Caps. So here's an updated free agency list for the top free agents. One, obviously, Tavares, 27. Obviously. Cap hit was $5.5 million only, which I was shocked by.
Yeah, that's
low for him. So expect that to almost double.
But
James,
it really comes down to Saturday if he signs
Saturday.
On Saturday. No. Just because on Saturday it's
when's the free agent frenzy? Saturday or Sunday? Because it's this weekend.
The first, so it's Friday.
No, it's
not Friday.
Sunday.
Sunday. I was looking at June.
Good job.
I know. I can't read.
Number 2. This one interests me a lot. Same thing with 3. James Van Riemsdyk. I don't know. Like, part of me would kind of like JVR back on the Flyers. Same time, I kind of don't
want him.
I don't know. 3. Paul Stastny. It's a big cap hit last year. He had a cap hit of $7 million.
But
32.
But as a third line center, I wouldn't mind him.
Yeah, I think
even
he would
did
be
an
there.
article that came out the other day talking about people I think that Flyers should target if they're going to target anyone for this free agency. And I thought third center wise, I thought Stastny might be one of the better options. Minus, his cap issue or what he wants is going to be
number 4. Mike Green, you mentioned him in your article.
Too. I've mentioned him
for SportsTalkPhilly.com.
Yeah, I mentioned him mostly because I felt
veteran presence, and what Hextall said in his interview. Yeah, his interview the other week, talking about how he wants a right-handed defenseman and everything. And I felt Green could help. Veteran-wise, obviously, and he does have a cap hit of $6 million, though.
Yeah, that's the only issue. But I felt he could help the Flyers, mostly like the second power play unit, because that has struggled for the past couple of years. Even last
the Flyers power play unit,
season.
I think, has to change up a bit.
It does, but I don't know.
So we'll see what happens. This one is curious. I'm honestly a little surprised they haven't made an offer for him yet, though. James Neal with the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm surprised Vegas didn't kind of send him an offer, because he was one of their best players.
They might have. He just
I have no idea.
He just wants more than he actually is going to want. He wants like an Oshie type of deal.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get it. You never know, though. Some teams might be willing to pay it for that much.
Some teams have been known to make
Jumbo Joe Thornton, deals. 38 years old.
I think he was another one I didn't mention, but I felt he could be. I just like Joe Thornton. I would really like him on the Flyers.
I
that's
think
what it comes down to.
Yeah. As much as I would like that, I would Oh wait, no.
If the Flyers were close, if the Flyers were a little closer to competing, I would say you should sign him for like a year.
As much as I love Jay Thornton, I was gonna say I would want him to just re-sign with the Sharks, but then I realized because I love when players play for one team for their entire career.
Even though he was traded from Boston over.
Yeah, and then I forgot he got traded from Boston, San Jose. I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
David Perron, left wing, 30 years old, 3.75 mil cap hit. I think that would be someone worth looking to, either him or Paul Stastny. So why not?
Yeah.
Rick Nash, 34, 7.8 mil cap hit. You mentioned his name to me the other day.
Yeah, because I felt what he would bring to the Flyers would be really beneficial. Yeah. He's a shooter, and the Flyers don't have many people who are first. He would be one of them. Obviously, his stats aren't as much. He's in his mid-30s.
Think if you put him on the third line, he'll be fine.
Exactly. And he can also help penalty kill. He can help power play. He's more versatile than what they would have had in like Filppula.
Right.
And I felt he's gonna probably want a lot, but he can't have that much leverage over you because he's older. He hasn't produced as much as he has in past seasons. So that's just how I felt on that one.
Tyler Bozak, 32 center, cap hit 4.2 mil. According to reports, the Flyers did reach out to Tyler Bozak's agent, so I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about Bozak?
I wouldn't mind Bozak for the Flyers.
I don't know. Part of me, at first, I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of him. Now, I'm like, okay, I can deal with him.
I could see
Here's a fun fact. A girl that went to STEM Academy with Matt, Tyler Bozak, that's her cousin.
Oh.
So I was like, aha. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Her and get some tickets.
Wow, Whitmer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I think he would be good.
He's probably the
best option.
Yeah, best center, third wing option.
I think that honestly he would be a good fit. Wing. Here's someone. His name has been thrown out countless times. I don't know why. I've never liked him for some reason. Just I don't know. Riley Nash. How do you feel about him?
Yeah, I want to be the biggest fan of that one, but
because it's
like I'd be really disappointed if that's the one person he ends up signing.
To be fair, he's a great checking center, according to Matt Larkin, who wrote this article for Hockey News. By the way, great article. Also kept up with elite scores such as Brad Marchand and David Pastrnak when Patrice Bergeron was hurt. Nash was a point-per-game guy in 13 games.
Yeah.
That is something to consider.
But at the same time, in Boston, he was playing with better people.
Yes.
And when he was in Carolina, he wasn't producing as much.
Yep.
And that's what worries me, is that he's going to end up going back to the player he was in Carolina.
Yeah, because, sure, if anyone was playing with Pastrnak or Marchand, you would be pointing up those numbers too, but it's not like he would be playing with Giroux or
no,
he would
also be playing
third, fourth.
Yeah, he'd be playing with Wheel and Simmons if we still have him, because his name keeps being brought up in trades and trade rumors and everything.
Patrick Maroon, $2 million cap hit, left wing, 30 years old, former Flyer. Could he make a comeback? I don't think so.
No,
I think he would be with maybe. New Jersey still. Michael Grabner, 1.65 cap hit, 30 years old. Great penalty killer, great speed still, surprisingly. So I don't know. I kind of like Grabner, but I don't think he's someone I would consider for the Flyers. I'll only go. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many names out here. All right, I'll go to some more of the interesting ones. Calvin DeHaan, his name has been popping up, only because he's possibly a former Flyer now. Valtteri Filppula. The Detroit Red Wings, I heard, were interested in signing him.
That's just kind of the worst case scenario, is that they re-sign Filppula. But that's just me thinking that if that does happen, that all the other options were none.
What do you think of John Moore? He is a 1.66 cap hit, and he's 27.
I don't know.
So, not sure. Some interesting names out there still. Anthony Duclair. Is he worth the gamble?
Nah, that's if.
Daniel Carr. Do you know enough about Carr? Because he was in Montreal. Ooh, here's a name. I'm honestly shocked to see his name. Toby Enstrom from Winnipeg.
I don't want to mind him either.
I think that'd be a pretty good pick. Riley Sheehan, 26 center, last played with Pittsburgh. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think he's pretty decent.
What do you think would be like moves wise that would help the Flyers best compete sooner rather than later?
Signing Paul Stastny or David Perron for sure.
Okay.
But
like getting a more better third line center.
Yeah, better third line center, a top right-handed defenseman, someone to play with Provorov. Also, you were mentioning this to me last night when you're at my house. I don't know what the reports were, but apparently both Eric Stahl and Devin Dubnyk are on the trading block, according to reports. Yeah. I don't know where these reports are or who said them. I know it's something you saw.
Someone tweeted it out. Okay. Where you could probably find it on Twitter if you search the Wild.
But here's
But those would be two other people I'd really like the Flyers.
Oh my gosh! Imagine,
especially goaltending wise, if you could get a good price for Dubnyk.
Or think about this.
Or even
realistically, could you trade? Or this might be a bit of a stretch. But like Neuver and say Simmons for Dubnyk and Stahl, I'm just spitballing something similar to that, or just get one of Stahl.
Maybe,
or
but
Dubnyk.
They would probably
want. You would probably want a little bit more, which would be fine.
Both teams would probably want a little more.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I feel like if you're trying to trade away Dubnyk and Stahl, they're gonna want more than a player swap. They're gonna want a little more.
Right.
But even if like goaltending wise, if you want these Flyers to compete with the core they have in Giroux and Voracek and Simmons and all them, you're going to have to get better goaltending. I mean, Elliott did good, not great last season.
I like Elliott more than Neuvirth.
Yeah, but even Neuvirth, he's just a risk because he gets hurt so often.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is if you could somehow steal Dubnyk from Minnesota, dump off Neuvirth and his salary.
Because even I've heard rumors of Varlamov being on the market.
Even Varlamov.
And that's not a surprise because they just traded for what's his face.
Oh, Grubauer.
Grubauer, yeah.
So and sign him to a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
So trade and sign.
I mean, he also has an injury history, but the Flyers have been known not to take chances on that.
Right.
Just if you look at Myers or Morin, they just re-signed him to a couple of years, or even Neuvirth, they've given this much time for.
But I think if you make a push for Devin Dubnyk, get rid of Neuvirth to another team, just because think about it this way. I would kind of, all right, sure, I don't mind Neuvirth at all. It's just his injury history, and I feel bad for the guy. But let's say if you get Dubnyk, he instantly becomes your number one. Elliott, you start him whenever, but then you have Neuvirth as well. I would go with Dubnyk, and then Elliott, and then get rid of Neuvirth if you can, because that way he can still play.
Only has like 4 years left on his deal.
Who does?
Dubnyk.
Really?
Yeah. 2021, 2022
okay.
is UFA.
What's his cap hit?
4.3.
That's not bad. That's really
32,
not bad.
I mean,
32 is pushing it, but
I was just thinking 2021, 22.
Carter Hart would easily be up by then.
Yeah. He would be a
show him the ropes.
He'd be back up then.
Yep. Huge Dubnyk. Then the thing about Elliott's contract expires after this year.
And Neuvirth would be the year after.
No, they're the same year.
Are they? Oh, yeah, they are. So, yeah, you could. And they just re-signed Stolarz, too, I think. Right? Or they gave an offer to him. But I still don't know what they're going to do goaltending-wise. I just think if they want to compete sooner, they need a goalie that can help them.
Right. And I definitely think that Dubnyk would help the Flyers right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then...
And
or if
Hextall even said he wants to compete like now.
Yes, because think about it, you have Giroux,
that's
Voracek,
why in my article I said to go over to some of these older guys, and you have the cap to kind of do that.
Let's say,
but at the same time, you don't want to lose out on some of the prospects you have for
exactly because
are the guys that are like just graduating up.
Because let's think about it this way: if Hextall wants to win with the guys he has now, because Voracek and Giroux, they're getting older. Simmons, let's say regardless if you keep him or not, he's getting older.
Yes, Simmons is the oldest out of
you know, this is their core right now. You know, if he wants to win with this core,
Giroux's 30, Voracek 28, 29, Simmons.
Okay,
that's why it's a big deal. With if you do re-sign Simmons, you got to make it favorable for you, because in his 30s, I don't think he's going to be able to produce for you what he has in the past. Oh, my God. I don't know anyone from Missouri.
I'm pretty jealous. I want to call from Missouri.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they ended it.
Oh, I'm sad.
Yeah, I just think if... Like, I do want, like, some of the young guys to be playing, and even Hextall said he wants... If a time comes where some of the younger guys should step up, they should. And I agree, and they still need a seventh defenseman because I really don't want Haig or Sanheim to be sitting because they're too good to be in the press box. And at the end of the last season, it ended up being Haig or Sanheim in the press box.
Well, here's the thing. Robert Haig started 72 or 75 games straight the moment the season started. And then, boom, he gets injured a little bit. He's in the press box for the rest of the year or season, including playoffs.
Because for some reason...
Until Game 6 in Philly.
And that makes sense. Hextall just really loved Manning's game. Even though Manning was supposed to be the seventh defenseman.
Yep.
But he did something one game, and he was like, I like this guy.
Well,
no one else saw it,
here's the funny thing. It's good news, bad news. So the Flyers told Manning they wouldn't re-sign him, but... Hextall said he might consider him now
just because
Samuel Marin is up. But here's the other thing is, why not see how Philip Myers does during camp, give him another look, keep him as long as you can? Because isn't there that one rule where...
Hextall doesn't do that.
Where it's like you can play up to like 5 games and you
Hextall doesn't do that. If you make the team, you make the team.
Lame.
That's his rule.
All right.
Like, he doesn't do that with prospects. It's in 9 games. But he doesn't do the 9 games. He thinks if you make the team, you make the team. He doesn't do a tryout.
Part of me, I kind of like that because I think that's, because it kind of tells you with, how Hextall is with his young guys, It's like, all right, you have what it takes. You're good enough. I don't want you to worry about this tryout thing, because...
Because then that would just weigh on the player's mind.
Yeah, because he did that with Patrick, and who else last year? Haig, yeah.
Yeah, Haig, Sanheim made the team, and even Moore made the team, but he was still hurt in the press box, so then he was sent down, and then injury after injury. I don't know. I would like to see Myers up soon, but I
would love to see Philip Myers up.
He might be up in the middle of next season at the earliest. That's my thinking, but I don't know. Another one's going to be interesting is Provorov's contract's up in 2019, 2020.
All right. Well, he's going to get a big-time contract.
Yes, he is.
I think he's going to get at least a 5-year contract.
They need something like that.
Yeah. So.
Because he definitely proved it, if not his 2 years, but in the playoffs, that he is willing to play on a
literally. Did
messed
you
up
see
shoulder.
his post-game interview?
I think everyone
after
at this
6?
point has seen his post-game interview.
Literally,
he's crying.
Dude, like that. Like, I was telling myself, I was like, "No, my favorite Russian, don't cry."
Yeah,
like literally, because like that's one thing. Cause I don't know about anyone else, but for me personally, coach, player, whoever, I absolutely love it when players or coaches, this is why I also love Lafayette so much, they show emotion behind their game. Like, like some people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, I think it matters. Like, no offense to Dave Haxtell, but the guy shows no emotion.
No.
He literally looks like Bill Belichick out there. He laughs at something.
Yeah.
he's upset about something. Come on.
But at the same time, I think out of all the people you want kind of calm, that's kind of the coach.
Right,
you don't want
I
him
agree.
flipping out,
You don't want them like an M80 firecracker.
You don't
still.
want someone doing a Laviolette like he did against the one game in Pittsburgh where he's...
All right, well, that's a different story.
But that was a whole different situation.
Yes. But anyway, like for the most point, Lavi can be calm and everything, which is fine. Like
he's been a successful coach.
He's been extremely
he's won.
successful.
He's being successful in Nashville. He's successful in Philadelphia.
Yep.
He knows how to...
He won a cup with Carolina.
Yeah. His best team right now that he's ever coached, I want to say, is in Nashville.
Yeah, oh yeah, easily. Despite not winning cup and despite winning the cup with Carolina, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is easily the best team he's ever been with.
Yeah.
The most amount of skill and everything. Sure, they haven't won. They went to the cup finals against Pittsburgh 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they lost to Vegas, right? No, this past.
This past year, Winnipeg in the second round in 7 games. They got smoked out in Game 7.
Yeah, but even then they took them to 7.
I know. I honestly thought they were going to win that series. Either way.
And my favorite thing was with Hextall. I mean, not Hextall, with Laviolette, was that he knew how to use that timeout. We don't have to go all the way back to 2010 to know that.
No, we do not. But here's the thing, though. Back to the Provorov showing emotions after Game 6 in the post-game conference. You just see how much he cares about not only this team, but about the sport of hockey.
And he couldn't feel his arm.
He said he couldn't feel his arm by the third period. Yeah. That scares the daylights out of me.
And he didn't get surgery, so...
I don't know how, but God bless his soul.
Both him and Couturier didn't get surgery. So, I mean, that's more... Even Hextall said that all the players are healthy now, or they're kind of in rehab, but they're getting better. Even he said Moore was progressing pretty well. What else? But even Couturier, I really liked in the playoffs too.
Right. No, he had an unreal playoffs, and he played on the torn MCL and put up 5 points
next
in
season,
6 with a hat trick.
Next couple seasons, they both have to earn some type of captaincy.
Yeah.
Because Provorov and Couturier eat up the minutes more than anyone else on that team. If you lose either one of them, you're fucked. You're just fucked. And both of them are hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah. And they played hurt, and they still played out of their minds.
Couturier brought him in Game 6 on one leg.
Yeah, literally. And then Provorov, sure, he had a couple turnovers, but that's not his fault. Like,
I'm okay with a couple turnovers for what Provorov provides.
Yes, exactly.
It's the Penguins. You're obviously going to make mistakes, and it's
not only that, but like you're playing literally.
You're literally up against.
There's a difference between playing hurt and playing injured. He was full on injured. If you're playing hurt,
you're playing injured against the best player in hockey.
Yeah.
You're literally Hextall had you go up against the best player in hockey. So I mean, I don't know.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, soon it's going to be McDavid be a player in hockey, but...
Oh, absolutely.
But it's still Crosby now.
But, all in all, though, recapping from the beginning, I like the draft. I like what the Flyers did for the most part.
I'm hoping they make some kind of splash with the amount of
I think for free
money
agency
they have.
going to that, because this is the most amount of money
they've ever had.
Ron Hextall, has ever had in like
even the
history
Flyers
of
in
GMs.
general.
And the Flyers in general, probably since like the beginning of the salary cap. With all that.
I wonder if Albert Kubel makes a team too, or at least he's gonna get a longer.
He'll get a longer look. The only thing he's got to look out is his penalty minutes. Yeah, because he got suspended a couple times last year. I think
he did because of like
hitting bad hits stuff, which is surprising because he's such a small dude.
Mm-hmm. But he was
so
producing.
fast.
He was doing pretty well.
He was
everything.
But yeah, no. All in all, I think the Flyers will make a splash. Obviously, not just John Tavares. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be David Perron or Paul Stastny. I would love either player. I really would. Despite the age, I would love either player.
If you can somehow score Stahl or Dubnyk,
happy. I think that would be a steal and a half, no matter who you give up.
Automatically,
who cares about their age? Who cares about their age? I think it automatically makes them a better team.
Oh, obviously, that obviously makes them a playoff team, and at best case at winning a series. So,
I think it's gonna be a good free agent. I'm excited.
I am too.
It'll be very, very exciting for this team.
If very little happens, or if he resorts to re-signing Philip Manning, then I'd be really mad.
Yeah, I think. Well, here's the thing with Philip. I don't mind him.
But
it's just if you sign him to a cheap deal, because you can't do the $4 or $5 million deal he was on. If you sign him to a one, maybe 1 or $2 million, or 2.5 at most, that'd be fine.
And I still think if you're really thinking of it, their main need is the third center, fourth center. It should be Lawton, but they were putting Yori there. But if you go back to what it was at the beginning of last season, that fourth line that started out really well with Lier, Raffle, and Lawton, that's a solid fourth line.
Yeah.
You already have Patrick, and that line produced fairly well. Yep. You have Konechny and Couturier and Giroux are a great line. So it's really that third line that's needs
even the fourth line is kind of fine.
If you add Stastny to between Simmons and Wheel's production will go up.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, easily. Because here's the thing. I like Stastny.
Or even not just Stastny, but like
Perron. Because Stastny at center, Perron at wing, one of them.
Or Bozak. Even Bozak would.
I think Bozak would help.
Bozak would help the most.
Now the more I'm hearing his name, Tyler Bozak with the Philadelphia Flyers, I'm okay with that signing. I actually kind of like that signing. So I think we're good with that.
Yeah. But after this weekend and everything, all the free agency craziness.
Yep, and then I can't wait to get back on this podcast to talk more. Talk about where Tavares lands, how that team will automatically look. Oh, this is ridiculous.
What happens with Carlson and all that. If he gets traded.
Well, here's the thing. So to Tavares really quickly, I saw some report that someone tweeted out that if this Dallas Stars sign John Tavares,
they might trade away Seguin.
Trade Seguin.
That's a dumb decision.
I'm like, why would you do that? Think about Seguin, Ben, and Tavares on the same line.
I mean, will it be hard because Seguin's also a center?
Right, no, I agree. But still, like, just imagine if even...
I mean, you still have two solid centers in that situation.
Just put them on the power play.
My only thinking would that be if with them trading it would be they want to get kind of younger. They want to get some prospects. So
I agree.
Seguin will give them a lot back.
Oh, they'll give them a lot back.
But if you keep him, then
because Sagan's been playing his best hockey of his career. Sure, he did sharp with Boston, but that's Peter Chiarelli and Boston's fault for letting him go because they recognize he's a talented player, but clearly they didn't like enough in him to keep him. So that's on them, on Peter Chiarelli. But what are you gonna do? That's just part of life, part of hockey. But I think regardless, where do you think? I want to make our predictions now. Where do you think John Tavares signs?
Probably the Islanders again.
I think
he's probably going to either re-sign, or if he doesn't re-sign, it's going to be with San Jose. That's my thinking.
Honestly, I think you're right because here's the funny thing is
even Toronto could make an attempt. But
oh my gosh, Matthews and there goes my mic. Matthews and Tavares. That'd be nice.
That would be.
Here's the thing though. At first I was thinking there's no way ever in the world he's going to re-sign with the Islanders again.
But they made a couple moves.
They made a lot of key moves where they signed Lou Lamoriello. He's their GM now.
Lou Lamoriello. They got
Barry Trotz as their head coach. So if you're John Tavares,
they have a new arena
look at their
deal.
first round picks. Oliver Wahlstrom and Noah Dobson are both legitimate chances at making the roster.
I feel like that.
Matthew Barzal. I think Tavares could re-sign with the Islanders. There's a chance. Knowing Lou Lamoriello, he's a very smart hockey guy.
I mean, they pretty much this past season were doing everything that make him happy. They got a new arena deal and everything because he didn't like playing in. No one would ever like playing
Barclays
in Barclays Center.
No one did. It's literally a basketball. But even this next
season, I saw they're going to play a couple games in the Coliseum again.
Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool. But no, all in all, I think the Islanders now have a much better shot re-signing him. Yeah. Just because of Lou Lamoriello, Barry Trotz, and a couple other things. But
this is just me thinking. If I was in Tavares' shoes, out of all these teams that are wanting me, who gives me the best option to compete?
Tampa Bay, Toronto.
Tampa Bay, obviously, but cap-wise and everything.
That's almost impossible. Plus, they did just re-sign JT Miller to a $5 million deal.
I don't think the Lightning are in.
I think Toronto. Boston's maybe, but I don't think Boston's going to sign him.
I think Boston's out. I think Dallas would be.
Dallas, if Dallas signs Tavares, I think they have a much better chance to compete.
I agree.
So, and I think they could be.
If I was him, my top 3 options would probably be San Jose, Dallas, Islanders, and then Tampa Bay.
Yeah. In that order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably in that order. But that's just me thinking if I was in his shoes, which team gives me the best options?
No, absolutely. You know, almost every team wants to do that.
Mm-hmm. What are the predictions? Oh, yeah. I bet Carlson gets traded by the next time we do our podcast.
They have to trade him because think about it.
At some point.
Why would you let Erik Karlsson walk? I'm going to say John. Why would you let Erik Karlsson walk?
You need stuff, too. He's your best player. You
literally need
everything.
At least 2 first-round picks, some of your top prospects alone. I think we would see Erik Karlsson
if I was
a first-round pick, maybe a second.
If I was the Ottawa GM, I would be trying to trade away Duchesne.
Yep.
Karlsson.
They need to rebuild because Duchesne, I don't think he fits that well with Ottawa.
I would try Bobby Ryan, but nobody wants on contract, and he's not as good as he
was.
A
couple years ago, fans were saying the Flyers should trade for Bobby Ryan
because he was in Anaheim and he was with Getzlaf and Perry.
I know.
That's why he was so good.
I know. But here's the thing, though.
But at the same time, people were Colorado was probably offering too much with Duchesne, but Duchesne has been on the market for like a good solid year and a half. So.
Yeah. So for Karlsson, if I was a GM, I would say this: Erik Karlsson for at least a first-round pick, 2 top prospects, and depending on what you're looking at, return maybe an NHL-ready player, like a top 6 forward, and probably even like another second or third. Yeah. You have to get a lot back in return for Karlsson. He's literally the best defenseman.
But the only thing that would have the other team say no to that is, wait, Karlsson might not want to sign back with you. Why would I give you this much just for 1 year?
Yeah.
Because what if he doesn't want to re-sign with us?
Oh, well.
Because then I don't think he has this high of a cap or value as he would if he had a couple more years.
Probably
the whole thing is just he has 1 year left. And
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, his contract expires at the end of this year. He's going to expire on Saturday, right?
Yeah. Okay. No, I thought it was next year he was done.
I got to check because I'm pretty sure it expires on Saturday, technically. No, it can't. No, I think he does have 1 year left. I think you're right. Mm-hmm.
Because no teams would be trying to make a trade with them if he was a free agent after. Right. And you were just looking at the top free agents, so you'd be number 1.
Yeah, I was going to say, he would definitely be 1. He has to be up there 2019.
Yeah, Erik Karlsson, 2019, 2020.
There you go. Man, I can't wait for Sunday. This is awesome.
Even Duchesne's done in 2019, 2020. Even I saw Craig Anderson wants out too.
I did see that. I was a little surprised by that.
Even Anderson, I wouldn't mind.
He would be good.
He almost brought him to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
They were a game away.
Wrong. They were a goal away. Yeah. They were a goal away.
They went to overtime, right?
Double overtime. They were literally a goal away. Mm-hmm. And he still got some years left in him.
Yeah. Yeah, 37. That's a little old, but.
Oh, for Anderson?
Yeah, he's 37.
Wow. Okay, maybe not, but still, I wouldn't mind him.
I wouldn't mind him, but
I think for a year.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 tops. Because veteran
even
guy.
Even as a backup.
Exactly.
If you don't have Neuvirth, he would be a good backup.
Yeah. No. Because veteran guy can still get some mileage in him. I think it'll be fun.
You'd probably just have to trade away a draft pick, maybe.
Yeah.
Later round draft pick, yeah. But I
think that's about it.
After that, we got our predictions in, but we'll see what happens in the next
couple days. I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a great Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, the only problem is after this weekend, it's gonna be dead for the hockey off season.
You know what that means? Lots of highlights online and playing NHL.
Yep. Yep. But I guess we'll see you then.
Yep.